Salem's plot is the 36th episode of the first season of Sabrina the Animated Series, and this is a really fun episode, and I don't think it was very predictable either, so there will be some spoilers as I talk about what happens in this. I won't go into a tremendous amount of detail, but I probably will give away a few key things. And we do have a subplot involving Sabrina and Chloe, who are both trying out for singing at school, and there's a bit of competition between them. And we have a really strong message here that it's better to work together than it is to work against each other. And that's a really good lesson, particularly I think for school-age children, where they may often be going up for the same positions or for the same opportunities in clubs and extracurriculars, or even if they're just working together on a project, that they should be working together rather than trying to be the best or better than the other, but also a decent message for anybody of any age. The main narrative, of course, focuses on Salem, and Salem's old friend is visiting him, and he doesn't know Salem is a cat. So Salem has to try and find a way to disguise the fact that he is a cat, and as I said, there will be spoilers as I discuss what happens, and initially he plans on operating a kind of robotic human, which I thought was a pretty interesting take, and I thought that's what the episode was going to be. I thought as things would develop, we'd see potential problems with this robotic character. But actually, quite quickly, Salem realizes that that isn't going to work. And he ends up asking Quigley to act as if he is Salem, which I hadn't expected. And I thought Quigley's performance was brilliant. And then things take an even more interesting turn, because Salem's friend challenges Quigley as Salem to a flying carpet race. And of course, Quigley doesn't have the ability to do this, but he goes ahead with it. And we find out in a rather dramatic moment, I won't say exactly how we find out, I won't spoil everything, but we find out that actually Salem's friend was actually no longer human either. He had been turned into an animal, he'd been turned into a rodent, and the moment we find this out is pretty great. But then we realise we have two familiars and a mortal on magic flying carpets, and they've got no way to control them, and it's pretty dramatic, and I rather liked it. And I won't say exactly what happens or how it ends, but we have a great lesson there about just being yourself, not hiding the truth from people, particularly somebody who's meant to be a good friend, as we see in this episode. And I like how that message about friendship kind of ties in nicely with the one with Sabrina and Chloe. So I thought it was a really great episode. It's definitely not what I expected, but in a really satisfying way. And if you haven't seen it, then I definitely recommend it. Salem's plot is really good fun and with some really great messages as well.